Shabana.
Asha Ben has joined. Asha ma'am has joined.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning. Ma'am, can we all put our camera on so that I can take one photograph? Thank you. Done. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon,
Good morning,
everyone.
Asha Ben.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Ma'am, we'll start with your permission, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Is
Thank
it
you.
time or still? Yeah.
No, we are starting now.
Okay, fine.
Thank you. Asmita.
Ma'am, we need to share link with the participants so that they also can join and then we can begin.
Dr. Panikar, let me introduce you our principal, Dr. Asha Menon. Who belongs to the Department of Human Development and a great researcher basically, and now administrator as well. So it's nice to meet everyone virtually.
अरे दादा हळू बोल तुझं वेबिनार चालू आहे. Asmita, please start now.
Okay, ma'am.
We start with your permission, ma'am, sir, and vice principal, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Namaste, Swagatam. Good afternoon to one and all present over here. On the behalf of Department of Economics Arts, Srimati P.N. Doshi Women's College, I, Asmita Sharma, welcome you all to the national level webinar on career prospects in BA Economics. Firstly, I would like to welcome our esteemed speaker for the day, Dr. Shashi Panikar sir, who is mentor, educator, and President at Economics Club Mumbai. Welcome, sir. I would also like to welcome our dynamic principal, Dr. Asha Menon, Madam, Vice Principal, Faculty of Arts, Madhuri Vaidya, Madam, the Head of the Department of Economics, Mrs. Malti Singh, dear participants, students, and teachers from the different states. I also welcome all of you to the national level webinar on career prospects in BA Economics. Today's webinar is an attempt to reach out all students who are pursuing their graduation and post-graduation degree in BA Economics, post-graduation degree in economics, and it aims to provide platform to all students to find out what are their different prospects are there in the field of economics. Before that, I'll request our principal madam, Dr. Asha Menon, to welcome our guests and all participants and also brief them about our trust and institution. Over to you, Asha madam.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the national webinar on career prospects and economics, organized by the Department of Economics, Srimati P.N. Doshi Women's College, Ghatkopar, Mumbai. For the participants who do not know our college, I would like to introduce my college to them. Our institution is 61 years old. We have been recognized as one of the top performing institutes in the country by NAC in 2017. The vision of our institution is to educate, enlighten, and empower girls, well-qualified and dedicated teachers, excellent teaching and learning process, student support, like mini lunch, clothes bank and book bank, good governance, leadership and management, and best practices like IQAC and academic and administrative audit have helped us achieve what we have today. All these have culminated not only in getting high grades in NAC, but also in fulfilling our vision to be recognized as a center of excellence for education that empowers women, leading to self-actualization. Coming back to today's webinar on career prospects in economics, a student would definitely want to know what she can do with an economics degree. It gives you subject-specific skills, no doubt. One may choose to continue studying economics at a higher level, either for personal interest or to help with entry into a particular career. You could choose to specialize within a certain area of economics, such as health, agriculture, or regional economic development. A postgraduate study would definitely be beneficial, but beyond that also, there are so many different careers that you can choose after your undergraduate course. To know more about this, we have with us Dr. Shashi Panikar. I would like to welcome him once again. And I would also want that he would dwell more on the topic so that the participants know exactly what area they could choose from. And I'm sure you will do a good job, sir. I would like to welcome all the participants who have joined us for this webinar, wishing the webinar the very best. And I congratulate the Department of Economics for organizing this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam Principal. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, I would like to invite our head of the department, Mrs. Malti Singh, madam, to introduce us with the guest speaker, Dr. Shashi Panikar, sir. Over to you, madam.
Your voice,
I think unmute करना है.
Unmute.
your audio.
Before that, we would like to invite our Vice Principal of Arts, Mrs. Vadri Vadmam, to give us best wishes and address the participants with short message.
Yes, Malti, I'll be as short as I can. Once again, all the best wishes to the entire department to take this lead and to become a navigator for all the aspirants to be graduate in economics, who would be really getting an idea exactly on which path that they would like to pursue their future career with Dr. Shashi Panikar's guidance in this lecture. And it is going to be one more feather in the cap of the Department of Economics as well as in the Faculty of Arts to have this session on such a larger scale that it is a national webinar on this career prospects in economics. I truly congratulate Asmita and Farheen along with you who have worked to make this webinar a great success. I wish all the great success. Handing over to Malti once again.
Thank you, ma'am. It's my proud privilege to introduce today's speaker for this session, Dr. Shashi Panikar, sir. Dr. Shashi Panikar sir has taught economics at different levels for more than 30 years, including about 10 years abroad. He is the founder and president of the Economics Club Mumbai, which aims to create leaders in economics. The Economics Club Mumbai has been working actively towards improving economics and social sciences education in Mumbai, inspiring students to dream big and connecting them with the best educational opportunities around the world. He has organized workshops for teachers, librarians, and students in college and schools in Mumbai, Goa, and other places on various topics, including innovative teaching methods in economics, the use of technology in teaching and learning, and educational and career opportunities in economics. Dr. Shashi Panikar sir is a mentor for the students and a motivational speaker. He introduced the concept of economics festival in Maharashtra through Earth Manthan, the economics festival of Mumbai. He has organized educational tours to leading universities in UK, France, and Italy, wherein professors and staff from leading institutes like University of Cambridge, University of Oxford, LSE, University of London, Sciences PU, University of Telangana, John Hopkins School of Advanced International Studies, Institute of Milan interacted with students from Mumbai. He was appointed as the India consultant to Interactics Limited, leaders in teaching technology, which gave him an opportunity to work with leading academicians in universities from UK. Dr. Panikar presented a paper at the International Conference in Development in Economics Education 2007 at Cambridge University, UK on the topic Earth Manthan, the Economics Festival of Mumbai. He has conducted a study on employability of economics graduates in Mumbai under the auspices of the Economics Club Mumbai. A research paper based on the study was presented at the London School of Economics during the conference. A summary of the report was published in Maharashtra Times. He has been a visiting faculty of the UGC Human Resource Development Center, University of Mumbai, where he has delivered lectures regularly on various aspects of e-learning and other modern tools of teaching. Sir has traveled widely across Europe, Africa, and Far East. So this was a short introduction of Dr. Shashi Panikar, sir. Now, sir, I invite you to start with your session. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, you can take over.
Okay, it's fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. I want all the participants to okay. I want all the participants to look at this guy. I'm sure most of you have heard him or seen him on the television, read about him in the newspaper. He is Indian origin, now living in America. He is Sundar Pichai from a very small middle class family in India. And now, do you know how much he earns? His last salary published was around 52 crores per 52 crores yearly salary. And his company, Google, gave him share option, stock option worth 1,700 crores. And his company, Google, is considered as a superpower today. And 46% of all top mobile apps are owned by his company, Google. So look at this girl, this young person here. I'm sure some of you might have seen her picture, especially girls. See, some of you, I can't ask questions, otherwise I would have asked you. See here, she is Surabhi. This is, her name is Surabhi. This is Surabhi Gautam, studied in Hindi medium in Madhya Pradesh in a village, and she cleared the IAS examination with a 50th rank, all India rank. And when she was applying for her UPSC IAS examination, she found that she had not completed 21 years and 6 months short of completing 21 years. So she started appearing for other exams. And the result is she completed almost all top exams in the country, cleared all of them, some with first rank. For example, she cleared GATE examinations, ISRO exam to become a scientist in ISRO, and state public service commissions, and so on. And Indian economic service with first rank, and so on. When she was a student, people used to laugh at her for her poor English. She couldn't speak English fluently, and she was only communicating in Hindi. And this is Surabhi Gautam, now assistant collector in Baroda. She is assistant collector. Now she is coming on various channels. She was on TED. She was a TED speaker. And why I'm saying this now, good afternoon, everyone. I just mentioned two great individuals. Now, thank you very much, Principal Dr. Asha Menon, Professor Madhuri, Vice Principal, and members of staff, and all the participants from P.N. Joshi College and other colleges in Mumbai and outside. See, I just talked about two individuals, one right now living in India, the one born in India and living in America, how they have achieved. So I just want to say that nothing is impossible today. We can achieve anything if we have the determination. Now, since our topic is, if you study economics and perhaps other art subjects, what would you do? So I would focus mainly on students. If you study economics, what would you do? So I would say, what next after economics? What next? Now, if you study economics, okay, you can either go for masters to get a good job, MA economics, or there are several other master's programs like management and so on. So these are two options when you complete your BA. Either you go for your master's program or you take up other master's programs, not BA, MA economics, but other master's program. Now, if after your BA, suppose you decide to do a master's in economics, a degree in economics, you want to do your master's, MA in economics. It's not everyone's cup of tea. You should have a real passion for studying economics, not for the sake, because everybody is doing some master's, somebody is studying commerce, somebody is going for science. So I should also do a master's in economics. Bilkul aisa nahi chalega. We need to have a real passion for the subject. We'll come to that later on. And you are a person who should be enjoying problem solving. And don't be scared. You should love some mathematics and statistics. So if you want to study, if you decide to study a master's in economics, you have to be really passionate about the subject, and you are a person who would love, not as somebody who just by heart or copy paste, but someone who would love to solve problems, real problem solving person. And you should have some liking for mathematics and statistics. That's important. Now, first, let me look at if you decide to do a master's in economics. For those who are from Mumbai, look, there are several options in Mumbai. The first topmost institute in Mumbai for economics is called IGIDR, Indira Gandhi Institute of Development Research in Goregaon. Of course, it's quite tough to get in there. There is a tough entrance examination. There is all India competition there. And then there is Mumbai University. If you have a minimum first class in your BA, you can apply in Mumbai University for your master's. Then there is SNDT University, and a couple of colleges in Mumbai are offering economics. They are KJ Swami College, they are Nagindas Khandwala, RKT, CHM, Swami Vivekanand. Couple of them are offering masters in economics. You can find out more colleges are there in the list, like National, Bandra, and so on. Okay, if you are looking for a master's program outside Mumbai, there is Savitri Phule Pune University, there is Ferguson College, the Gokhale Institute of Politics and Economics, Pune, for which there is an All India entrance examination, and Symbiosis School of Economics, and so on. even in Mumbai, there are more colleges where you can do your master's, you can find out. So after BA, if you continue to study economics, then MA is your first option. And these are the places where you can do masters in Mumbai. And those who are from outside Mumbai or Maharashtra who are attending this event, there are colleges in their respective states. There are some of the top colleges are in Delhi or in the suburbs of Delhi or in Calcutta. There are many top colleges in Delhi where you can apply for masters. There are also good colleges in Calcutta and other states as well. So now, normally, if you are preparing for your master's, MA Economics, remember, preparing for any program is not at the last minute. If you think that you will do your BA Economics and then you start preparing for MA Economics, no, you are wrong. You need to start preparing when you are in 12th standard or in your first year BA. The first thing is revise maths textbook up to 10th standard at least. Don't be afraid of mathematics, up to 10th standard mathematics. And statistics is important. So study the maths and statistics books of commerce students. It's easier to understand them, maths and statistics of commerce students. So when you prepare for your MA in economics, remember, refer maths up to 10th standard and maths and stats for commerce students, which are easier up to 12th standard. Okay, then the moment generally when we talk to art students, the moment we talk about mathematics, oh, this maths again. I took arts because I didn't want to do mathematics. Now, don't be scared here. How to study some basic mathematics. What you can do is ask your friend or cousin who just finished 10th or 12th standard to teach you some basic mathematics. Or there are many apps available in internet. You can download one app to learn mathematics. Or there are lots of videos in YouTube where you can start learning mathematics from the very beginning. And you can buy books and start practicing. Need a lot of practice, and then you will find mathematics easy to understand and you can study. Like we say, डर के आगे जीत है. Okay, now, some of you might have watched TED Talks, inspiring TED Talks of great people. Okay, you find there also TED Talks on learning mathematics. You can find TED Talks on mathematics. Okay, now when you prepare for your MA Economics, there are a lot of reference books that you need to study, and two important books, very easy, interesting books, and really learning from these books is real fun. They are one, Economics by Professor Samuelson and Nordas. Professor Samuelson is the first American to win Nobel Prize in economics. And Michael Parkin is a very popular author. His books are very popular in United States, Canada, Australia, and so on. So nice, easy to understand a book written by Michael Parkin with a lot of examples, case studies, and humor. So at least you should study these two books fully if you want to do MA in economics. I hope all of you have a notebook and pen. Okay, I can't see you. So please get a notebook. If you don't have one, please write down this. Please write down the names. First is Economics by Samuelson. You will find it in the college. The second book you may or may not find in your college. In case you don't find it, you can download a PDF version of the second book. It's a fantastic book. It's really fun learning from the second book. That's Michael Parkin. Get this book. So write down the name of the authors. All of you write down. Please keep your pen and notebook ready with you. And In the case of IGIDR, which I mentioned at the beginning, it's one of the top colleges in India. IGIDR and Delhi School of Economics are two best schools to study economics in India. It's very tough to get in. And once you get in there, there is hardly any fees because it's run by Reserve Bank of India. Why there is no fees? It's a Reserve Bank which is printing all our currency notes. So they have a machine which we don't have. And so they don't charge any fees. It's almost free. Very nominal fees we have to pay. But there is a tough entrance examination and it's worth studying. You have to start preparing from the first year of your BA if you want to appear for the entrance examination in IGIDR Mumbai. And if you join there, they have MSc Economics, and if you pass, you have a job ready in Reserve Bank or at any of the top banks in India, or even abroad. If you're lucky, you can go abroad, start working if you study in IGIDR Mumbai. What about the entrance examination? You can search the internet to collect information. The main is your economic concepts, both microeconomics and macroeconomics should be good, very good. And your statistics and mathematics of 10th and 12th standard should be also good. And it's worth working there, studying there. It's one of the top schools known everywhere, IGIDR. So this is, I know, it's worth trying. Everything is possible if you really practice and work hard. Okay, now, let's say if you complete your master's, what can motivate you to work so hard, study mathematics and statistics, read so many books? There are plenty of career options if you study MA in economics. I would briefly mention those career options for you. First of all, there are a lot of companies which are called KPOs, that is knowledge process outsourcing companies. Initially it was BPOs, which we call call center. They are still there. And later on, knowledge became so important. And there are knowledge process outsourcing companies came. What they do is that we do work for mostly companies in America or Europe, and we send the work across. So here, what we have to do, we do market research, and then company will sell the information. For example, when new products are launched, these KPOs will conduct market research in the country where a new product or a new car or new consumer product can be sold, and so on. There is financial research about companies and stock markets and so on. There is business research, analysis, study of particular sectors like pharma, cement, and so on. There is again technical content writing and so on. So the top companies here in India, some of them are Wipro, TCS, WNS Global, Aditya Birla, Minax, and so on, Crystal. There are many of them. So after MA, if you develop, along with your MA, if you develop these skills for market research or financial research and so on, you can have a nice job in a KPO as a consultant or a research analyst. And it's a nice, varied job. So that's number one. Okay, that's number one. If you can be working in a KPO, okay, you can be working in a KPO, and the areas are, these are some of the areas and the top companies. Now, okay, all of you can hear me? Professor Malti Singh, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Okay, now, if you want to work in a KPO, what kind of skills you need? Number one, your subject knowledge, that is economics. Economics is a subject. Economics knowledge should be very good. And you will be working for particular domain, sectors. For example, along with the economics, you must know different sectors, domains like pharma, or maybe finance, and different sectors. or your knowledge should be good there, because you will be studying different sectors, whether pharma or maybe cement, infrastructure, and so on. So your subject knowledge in economics should be very good. The domain knowledge should be good. And most importantly, your English communication skills should be very good. That is your reading, your writing, and presentation skills. All this you have to start working on this one. If you have not made presentations, you can even make presentations at home. Okay, you can tell your parents, your brother, sister that I'm going to make a presentation today. You sit and listen to my presentation. Develop your presentation skills. Read a lot, and start writing and start presenting. When we say read a lot, what you should read to get a job in a KPO? One, read a financial paper, at least one financial paper like Economic Times or Financial Express, Mint, etc. These are some of the, or Hindu Business Line. At least one newspaper you should read. Go through it. I know when you start reading Economic Times or something, initially you find it really boring and it's hard to understand, because they talk about stock market, because they talk about companies, they talk about budget and so on. Don't worry. So when you start reading, initially you may not understand, but in some time, in a month or two, you start understanding. So if you want to work in a KPO, you must read a financial paper, number one. And it can be Economic Times, Mint, Financial Express, Hindu, Business Line, any one of them. And then another thing I'm going to tell you, you may find it difficult. You have to find some time to watch a business channel. So find time while watching your TV serials or normal news channels, find time to watch a business channel. There are many business channels like ET Now and so on. Try to watch a business channel. Initially, you may not understand, but you can check with your parents or somebody what they are talking, what is the content, and you will gradually understand them. It's a must. Then there are financial magazines available in the market like Business Today, Business World, and so on. You have to start reading. I know some of you will be thinking that kya karna padega? Itna sab kar sakte hai kya? As it's possible, you can do. So start reading business magazines like Business Today, Business World. These are there in the college library, and right now, because of pandemic, we are not going to college, so but you can buy them. Somehow you can read online. Then there are important newsletters that you can read. There is one very big consultancy company, McKinsey. They have, if you go to McKinsey website, see the spelling McKinsey, McKinsey website, you can just sign up with your email ID for a newsletter, and you start getting newsletters which are absolutely free newsletters every day, and which has a lot of information about business and economics from around the world. Okay, now most importantly, start making presentations, and on any topic, start making presentations and learn your PowerPoint skills and start presenting. And when you're doing a BA, especially in the second year and third year, or when you're going for MA, make sure that you do some internships. Internships, not in the supermarkets, in some related areas. If you try hard, you can find internship where you get practice, you get job practice, and that will help you when you apply for a job. If you've done an internship in a good company, you will get preference. So you have to try hard, make a nice CV, you apply, you get a chance to work as an intern, you get internship. It's not difficult, you have to try hard. Okay, those who do complete after your MA, you can also work in financial institutions like banks. In India, we have government banks we call public sector banks. There are also private banks. and stock markets, insurance companies, and so on. For the government banks or public sector banks, there is a national entrance examination for which you have to fill the form, appear for the All India examinations. So in the bank, you would be working in the branch, or you will be working as an economic researcher, or every bank has got economics department. You may be working in the economics department of banks, which are very good. You get nice pay, nice position. And you can also work in mutual funds, financial intermediary. You can search what is a mutual fund. After our lecture, you search what is a mutual fund. Mutual fund requires a lot of people with economics and financial background. There is insurance companies. You can work in the stock market. We can work in the stock exchange, like National Stock Exchange. And in private bank, you can be a researcher, financial planner, and so on. You can be branch manager and so on. There are a number of opportunities out there in the banks. You can check. If you check the advertisement of commercial banks, you will find them. Top banks like ICICI or HDFC, and there are so many banks in India. They employ people with economics masters. And now, okay, if you are doing a master's, or if you don't do a master's, how can you improve your skills and get a good job? Now in Mumbai, see, there is a National Institute of Securities Market. Please note it down. Its short is NISM. They have a huge campus in Navi Mumbai, the huge campus where about 10,000 students can study. They have a lot of programs which are short-term and long-term also. If you want to do a short-term program, you can, very good programs you can do there, which will help you in finding a good job with a mutual fund, with a brokerage, or in the stock exchange. So number one is NISM, National Institute of Securities Market, run by SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India. Campus is in Navi Mumbai. They have the hostel facility also, those who are from outside Mumbai. Then National Stock Exchange, which is one of world's largest stock exchanges at BKC. They have several courses. आपको क्या करना चाहिए? NSE का website देखिए, National Stock Exchange, NSE India website देखिए, and look at programs. Look at under knowledge. आप देखिए, there are many programs. Short-term programs, 15 days, 1 month program. You pass these programs, certificate program, you get certificate, and it's going to help you to find a job with a brokerage house, with a stockbroker, with a bank, and so on. So National Stock Exchange is the second place where you can do short-term courses, even before MA or after MA. If you don't want to do your MA, after your BA in economics or similar subjects, do these short-term programs to find a job. Even Bombay Stock Exchange, which is the oldest stock exchange in India, they also have many one-year programs and short-term programs. Short-term programs are certificate programs on stock market. You do these programs, you will get a job in the stock market. Most of these programs have got internship. You get internship with the stockbrokers, which will help you to find a good job. Okay. Now, another option is to become a teacher. Don't think that becoming a teacher, if you don't find a job in a bank or in the stock market or anywhere, you should become a teacher. That's not the way. Teaching is, if you want to become a really good teacher, if you want to really guide students and motivate them, you have to really work hard to become a good teacher. I've been teaching for a very long time, and I'm very happy that we have motivated several students. Several of my students are teaching in different colleges. They are working with the banks. My students are there working in universities outside India, everywhere. You know, I love traveling. when I travel, I always find my students in studying or working in different countries. Now, for example, see, the last time when I was traveling in Ireland, I wrote in Facebook, uploaded pictures and wrote in Facebook that I'm in this town in Ireland. Immediately, I started getting messages from my students telling that, sir, I'm here, I'm studying here, will you get down here? And will you meet us? So you can be a good teacher. It's really satisfying and it's really challenging. When we become a teacher, we are creating the future of the country. And by training, motivating students, you are now helping the development of our country. So now to become a teacher, to become a school teacher, you have to do, that your BA and BEd. To become a teacher in the junior college, and it's MA and BEd. And to become a teacher like your professors here in the degree college, you must do your master's and appear for the NET examination. And it's once you pass this exam, you can teach in the degree college, and gradually you have to do your PhD in economics to get a permanent job and a very good salary. Believe me, the salaries are good, and teaching is no more an underpaid job in India, and teachers are paid well. So you have to really work hard and motivate yourself to study and become a teacher. Now, there are many public service UPSC examinations. I'm not going into details of all that UPSC examinations. Now, not only in economics, if you do any art subjects, you are preferred for UPSC examinations because most of the students choose art subjects for their UPSC examinations. And when we do for UPSC examination, there are 3 rounds actually. First is the preliminary examination, which is an objective. Then there is main subjects are written, and then there is interview, personal interview, which is a tough interview. And now, when you start preparing, you have to start preparing from 12th standard onwards. So for those who are from 12th standard, look, if you want to get into UPSC examinations, earlier I told you about the young lady, Surabhi Gautam, who is assistant collector in Gujarat. See, like her, she started working for all these exams from her 12th standard. So you have to start preparing now. And to start preparing, what you need is you have to get NCERT textbook. NCERT textbooks from 6th standard to 12th standard, and start reading them. NCERT textbooks of different classes, start reading. And then also develop your verbal and non-verbal reasoning skills. There's a well-known book written by R.S. Agarwal. You can note it down, a book written by R.S. Agarwal. And to improve your grammar, English grammar, you can get the famous Wren and Martin. And then your current affairs, your GK should be very good. You must read Hindu newspaper, refer competition success review. I'll show the competition secretary picture later on. And there is an yearbook for current affairs and general knowledge. It's called Manorama Yearbook. Manorama Yearbook, you should read, you should buy actually a copy of that. Okay, now, say, if you study economics, apart from teaching, working in the bank, or in appearing for the UPSC examinations, now every subject has many applied fields. Like, for example, if you study psychology, there are a lot of applied fields have come up. Same way, if you study economics, not just MA pure economics, you can do applied sciences in economics, such as become a health economist, which is in great demand today because of the corona pandemic, health economist, or you become an expert in behavioral economics, you study behavioral changes, or you become a developmental economist, or an education economist, pharma economist, sports economist, and so on. If you search in the internet, if you search in the internet, you can find a lot of programs in applied economics. Some are available in Tata Institute of Social Sciences, not KJ, TISS. A lot of good programs in TISS, which is the best university for social sciences. That's in Mumbai. The best institute for social sciences in India. They have a lot of programs which you can prepare. TISS. Okay. But those who can afford to go, or those who study hard and get a scholarship, there are a lot of programs in Europe and America. In Europe, if you go to Europe, and in Europe it can be in UK or rest of Europe like Netherlands, Germany, and so on. Where in Germany there is no fees, in Belgium there is no fees, education is free for everyone, including Indian nationals. So you can, if you're smart, if your family can finance your studies abroad, there are a lot of options in Europe or America. Europe is cheaper. Some countries have free education. Preferably, you can go after your master's, you go for a second master's in Europe, and you will get a nice job. A lot of my students have done this way, and they are now working. Some are working in Europe, some have come back here in India and got nice job. Okay. Now, see, for economics graduates, what else can do? If you're an economics graduate or any graduate for that matter, what can do? Okay, now, if you don't want to do your master's in economics, for everyone, for all the undergrad students here, for all those who are pursuing your BA in different subjects, you can go for master's, MBA. An MBA, or in Mumbai University called MMS, it can be in different subjects like human resources, finance, operations, IT, and so on. Now, to get into a management school, you can find out from internet which are the best institutes for MBA in Mumbai or rest of India. There are so many of them. And to get into these management schools, now there is entrance examination. Now, to clear the entrance examination, your mathematics up to 10th standard should be good, your English language skill, logical reasoning, and sometimes GK should be good. Then once you do your entrance exam well, you have a group discussion and personal interview. You have group discussion and personal interview, and mostly based on your current affairs, and you should have very good communication skill. You should be able to speak well in English, and your personality, your self-awareness should be good. And for all this, you have to start preparing from your 12th standard or your first year BA. So start preparing from today onwards, not later. Okay, now, there are a lot of people who can write well, who are very creative, who can make advertisement, very good in drawing. Okay, so you have ideas, you like advertisements on the television and so on. Or you like writing in Marathi, Hindi, or English. So there is mass media for you. There are a lot of opportunities in mass media. You can get into advertising, you can get into public relations or corporate communications and so on. Or you can be a journalist on the television, you can be with newspapers and so on. Now, most importantly, in Mumbai, where can you get a good degree in mass media? Okay, number one is Xavier Institute of Communication, in short, XIC Mumbai. It's part of St. Xavier's College, Mumbai. They have a very popular postgraduate diploma, 1-year postgraduate program. And if you get in there, if you study, you will get an excellent, nice job in Mumbai or outside. And they have remember, they have an entrance exam. And for the entrance exam, The questions are based on, it's an objective test based on your language skills, English language skills, your GK, and knowledge of the media, that is television, newspapers, people who write books, logical, analytical skills. And some of them have essay writing. So you should read and write good essays. Then there is a group discussion and personal interview for those who are selected. And there is a similar program, much more integrated program in Sophia College, Mumbai, which is called Social Communications and Media Department, is running that postgraduate program in communication. And here also there is a similar entrance examination. Now, to get the details, you can check the website of Sophia College, Mumbai, or XIZ, Xavier Institute of Communication. Look at their website for more details. And you have to start preparing from your FYBA to get into these colleges, which are very good. You can find excellent job opportunities in Mumbai or outside in media. Now, we have been talking about study more, study. Now, see, what can you do to kickstart your career? To start your career, what we can do. So I suggest 10 things to start your journey. 10 things to start your journey to build up a good career for you. What we should do, I suggest these 10 things. And now if you study economics or any subject, you have to develop your critical thinking. That is, say, not just learning something by heart. When you find something, when you see a problem, start asking questions. Start asking questions, your teachers, your parents, your brother, sister, and anyone who can give you an answer. Or search the internet to find an answer. So your ability to think critically is very important. What is, for example, let's say for those who study economics. Okay, let's say, what is economics about? Many people think economics, सब पैसे के बारे में, stock market, money के बारे में. It's not all about money. Economics is actually about making choices in life, making the right choice. Now see, for example, many of you have decided to attend this program. You have made a choice. What other options you had? You could have been watching movie at home, or you could have been talking to a friend through mobile phone, or you could have been chatting. You decided to attend this program. So you have made a choice now. So economics is all about making the choice. That's why economics will help you to make the right choice. We have a lot of choice to be made every day. Let me take you a small example. In first year BA, you learn something called opportunity cost, and BA students will know what is opportunity cost. I'm just showing you an example. See, there's a picture of a girl. She has two choices in front of her after her 12th standard. One, she can work in McDonald's selling hamburgers, okay, in burgers in McDonald's in the nearest mall where she can get 10,000-12,000 rupees a month, or continue with her education in the college, continue with her BA and MA. This is a choice that she has to make. So if she is joining McDonald's, she would start earning from say 10 to 12,000 a month. She would earn maybe a little more later after some years of experience. Now the other choice is to stay at home and join the college, start learning. Now here you have to study. You will not earn anything. You have to depend on your parents, but you will earn more in the future when you study. If you will start working now in McDonald's, your future earnings will be less. And if you study, your future earnings more. This is what we call the opportunity cost. Very often we say, there is nothing as a free lunch. There is nothing like free lunch. For everything, there is an alternative. For everything, there is an alternative we call opportunity cost. Now see, for example, to study economics, to understand economics, anything that you find, you ask questions. Don't just accept without asking questions. Say, for example, when you go to a multiplex, okay, and in a multiplex, you find tickets are very expensive, more than 200 and 250, 300 rupees a ticket. And once you are in the restaurant, you buy food in the multiplex. You feel hungry, and during the break, there is you look for food, and nowadays they come and take order inside. When you order popcorn, you find popcorn is 150 to 200 rupees. Then you'll say, "Arey, ये तो बाहर 50 रुपए में मिलता है, इधर तो कैसे 150, 200 कैसे?" So this is a question that you need to ask. Why popcorn is so expensive in a multiplex in a movie theater as compared to price outside? So this is a question that you need to solve. There are several such questions you have to solve. So once you start solving them, what you're doing is you are start thinking. You are start thinking like an economist. Okay, like for example, now if you go to a doctor and say that, "A doctor, I'm getting headache, I got fever also." The doctor will ask you a few questions, and doctor will start thinking what could be the reason for the fever and headache. And after thinking, doctor will prescribe medicine. वैसे ही अगर आपको economist बनना है, to study economics, you have to start asking questions. Anything that you see in real life, ask questions, find out the reason for that, just like these problems that we suggest. Okay, now, many times you often find the textbooks not very interesting to read. But the reason is, unfortunately, most of our textbooks are old-fashioned, and not much improvement is done on textbooks in India. So what you can do is that you can buy small books from outside to understand the subject very well. Reading those books are really fun. So there is one book for those who start with FYBA or after 12th standard. See, you can buy a book on economics by Rupa Pai, economics to start with economics. So if you have not studied any economics in college, you can start with an economics by Rupa Pai. There's another book, say Usborne, Economics for Beginners. Okay, those who are interested, please write down Economics for Beginners. Again, to start from first year BA, you can start learning. So you have a better understanding of economics and you find the subject easy when you start in the college. Okay, there are also more books. The economics book, another one, very famous book, where all big ideas explained in a very simple manner. For example, very often people talk about globalization, privatization. Politicians talk about privatization, globalization, and so on. So if you read Wikipedia, or if you sometimes read textbook, you find it difficult to understand. Books like this have explained all these concepts in a very simple manner for everyone to understand. So आपको ऐसे books लेना है जिसे एकदम explanation एकदम easy and simple है. You can start reading them to understand the subject. Okay. Now, once you have the understanding, बहुत सारे case studies है, examples है, case studies है. ऐसे क्यों होता है? You have a question, ऐसे क्यों होता है? For example, in India, India has the second largest number of billionaires, richest people in the world, second largest number of billionaires. We have many, many very rich people in the country. At the same time, India has the largest number of poor people. So you should be asking this, why is it India has so many very rich people and largest number of poor people? You have to ask this question, why is this ISQ? So if you look at books like this, Free Economics, इसमें सारे economic problems है, उसका reason दिया है. You can read and you get a good understanding of real life problems, real life issues. Okay, now, any subject you study for your BA and later, to get a good job, stop cut, copy, and paste. Generally, what students do when you have assignment, look at Wikipedia and just see the copy करके दे देंगे. And sometimes, if you're lucky, the teacher is busy and the teacher is not reading it well, and you get some marks. But please stop doing that. You must read. You can read from internet, no problem. You can read from books, newspapers. And after reading, try and understand them and start writing in your own words. Stop copy paste. If you're a copy paste person, you won't find any good job. So stop copy paste and read and get a good understanding of the subject. Start writing in your own words. So, and then plus on any issue, start thinking, discuss with others, form your own opinion, and which we call original research. Start reading and start research. So you can't just take something from Wikipedia or from blogs written. You have to read, write in your own words. And normally when you write an assignment, write the name of the publication, author, etc. मतलब reference देना आपको. So don't copy paste anything. Okay. Now this is the two books I mentioned earlier. All of you must have it. Look at this. I've given a copy of this so that you remember this. One is Manorama Yearbook. For any competitive examination in India, keep this book with you. It will cost you around 300 rupees. You can buy it online और आपके newspaper वाले को बोलिए वो लेके आएंगे. Manorama Yearbook. So buy Manorama Yearbook 2021 with all GK and current affairs in India and other countries. आपको कोई भी entrance exam देना है तो Manorama Yearbook लगेगा. It's very nice. Buy them, not very expensive. And start reading Competition Success Review. CSR बोलते हैं उसको. Is the most popular magazine among students appearing for bank exam or any entrance examination, UPSC, सबके लिए Competition Success Review चाहिए. It's very good. You can start subscribing. It's cheaper. Single copy may cost you more, but you can start subscribing them. Competition Success Review. And then point number 2, what you have to do to improve? Self-awareness. Self-awareness is, now you ask yourself, what are the 3 words that best describe myself? Okay, smartest or whatever. 3 best words that describe yourself. And every day, I would say every day in the morning, look at the mirror and smile and say, I'm the smartest. You should tell yourself, I'm the smartest person in my college, in my class. So that will give you confidence. That's the first thing you should do in the morning. And then you write down, what are my biggest strengths? You may be very good in writing, your handwriting may be good, you read a lot, you can write, you can speak in public, make good presentations. Aapka strength kya hai? Please write down, work on your strength. And then aapka weakness kya hai? Sometimes your weakness, like Surabhi, this IAS officer, she said after 12th standard, she couldn't speak in English. She could only speak in Hindi. And she said, look, everybody is laughing at me. And so I must learn English. So she decided to learn English, started learning English, and she cleared all exams with an excellent rank. So what is required is you write down areas of weakness. It could be, may not be good in English speaking, or you may not be very confident agar public ke saath. There are students, if you ask them question, they will not answer. And instead, they will send a message, or they will write on a piece of paper, say, mujhe ye samajh mein nahi aaya, mujhe isme problem hai. But they don't ask questions. Are you that type? Are you shy? Ye hamara weakness hai. Isko aap kaise, how can you convert that into your strength? Work on your weakness. So start talking at home, start with your family, with your friends, or just like that in front of the mirror, you can start talking and you can be a good speaker. Remember, every great speaker in this world became so after a lot of practice. You need to practice. And then what is your main interest? What is your dream? Where you want to see yourself after a few years? इसमें सब आपको, this is what we call self-awareness. You have to work on that. आपको कैसा lifestyle चाहिए? What kind of salary or income you need in the future? Well, okay, all that you need to think about it now. And third most important thing that you need to do, prepare a nice resume. You may be in the first year BA, second year BA, third year BA, or a master's student. Prepare a nice resume. If you look at internet, you can find how to prepare a nice resume. Okay, which should have a summary of your skills, your educational qualifications, and your work experience. Agar internship kiya to internship, educational qualifications, your extracurricular activities, and so on. Use action verb, matlab planned, executed, I organized this event in college, I achieved this, and so on. I've completed projects on this, and so on. And when you make your resume, see that you don't make any grammatical mistake, no punctuation errors, and so on. I'm just showing a copy of a resume from internet. See how it's written. You can find similar things in internet. Okay, now just see, look at this, a copy of that. See now, see on the left side, you can see how contacts are given, telephone number, email, and address is given. And that's a summary, skills on a summary on the left side. You can find them. See like this, see look at it, how your skills, a summary of that. So a person need not go through everything on the right side, find on this. So learn how to prepare a nice resume, which is very, very important to get a good job. Without mistake, a professional resume with your work experience. If you don't have work experience, some internship experience, project experience, what you have done, everything. Okay. Now, every application requires a good covering letter. And this covering letter should have two things. One, you have to mention why you are applying for this job. Why you want a job in a bank, why you want a job in the media, why you want this job in the television, and so on. And second is why you have selected, say, for example, Times Now channel. Why you have selected this? First is why you want to apply for this job and why you have selected this organization. Aapko media job kyun chahiye? Why you have selected this? Okay, that's. Then number 4. Okay, some of you must have heard about LinkedIn. Like you have account in Facebook or Instagram, and few of you, especially from those who are from higher classes like SYTYBA or masters, may have an account in LinkedIn. Now, when you're looking for internship or a good job, आपको एक LinkedIn का एक अच्छा profile, LinkedIn. You can sign up with your email ID. Remember, LinkedIn is not a site for chatting or friendship. It's a professional site where people looking for employment, looking for new positions, those who are professionals have account here. So you can also have an account, and in a LinkedIn profile, you can write everything in detail. In a resume, you can't write everything in detail. In LinkedIn, आप स्कूल में क्या किया, क्या ऑर्गेनाइज किया, क्या इवेंट में प्रैक्टिस किया, whether डांस और ऐसे, आप जो इवेंट में पार्टिसिपेट किया कॉलेज में, सब डिटेल्स में आप लिख सकते हो पिक्चर के साथ. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आई जस्ट कॉपीड अ लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल हियर. देखिए इसमें बैकग्राउंड इमेज, अच्छा फोटो आप डाल सकते हो. आपको देखिए प्रोफेशनल इमेज, हेडलाइन, उनका पोजीशन, सब कैसे लिखा है, summary like this. A LinkedIn, you can look at, open your LinkedIn account and look at profiles. आपको ऐसा profile मिल जाएगा. It's a must. Make a LinkedIn profile to find a good job. Okay, LinkedIn profile में, you see, and once you have a good LinkedIn profile, you can start networking. Start networking means Like, for example, if an economics bachelor, then you put all your interests, all your activities, and then you can send requests to other people of the similar background. Up search career economics graduates, economic postgraduates. You find, write a small note to them and write to them. They may accept your request. So you have a group of people with similar interests, similar qualifications, and this will help you in getting a nice job. Okay. And number 5, develop your communication skills. Start talking in English and Hindi and Marathi very well. Develop your communication skill. Aajkal communication skill सबसे important है. Okay, when you talk of communication skills, thinking, listening, speaking, and not verbal, which is your body language. When you talk to somebody, you have to look at the eyes of the person and talk. Okay, now again, you must also, one may think that ये सब बात इतना important नहीं है, ऐसे सीख जाएंगे, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है. You have to learn how to write an email, which is also very important. हम लोग इसमें क्या सीखना है? I can just write an email. ऐसा नहीं है. To write a professional email, there are email etiquettes are there, manners are there. You have to write. How to write? So learn from internet how to write a good email. So practice that. Learn how to prepare a good email. And then, now, those who are studying for their BA or any program, now, if you want to improve your communication skill, I would suggest there are 2 schools in Mumbai, 2 institutions in Mumbai, where you can do short-term course of 10 days, 15 days, and so on, which is not very expensive. You must do. One is at Xavier Institute of Communication. उधर आपको 1 week 15 days का सब काफी प्रोग्राम है. रेडियो जॉकी का प्रोग्राम है, पर्सनालिटी डेवलपमेंट है, पब्लिक स्पीकिंग है, राइटिंग स्किल, वेयर जर्नलिस्ट विल टीच यू हाउ टू राइट, राइटिंग स्किल कैसे डेवलप करना है. एंड देयर इज इंडो अमेरिकन सोसाइटी, ABCST स्टेशन के पास ही है. You can go there. Right now their programs are online. Once a lockdown is over, you can start doing a program. They have many good programs which are for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and so on. Not very expensive, which will help you. And you can add them in your resume. I have done a communication program from Indo-American Society or Xavier Institute of Communication. And this will help you. And then you have to continue your practice. I mentioned already, you must find internship. Internship in a related field, maybe through your parents, through your college, through your teachers. Find some place where you can work for 2 months during vacation. When you are in second year BA or after third year BA exams, find an internship. Bahut important hai. That will help you in finding a good job. Internship karenge, to aapko preference mil jayega. Then another, nowadays, something which is very popular, please, those who are not aware of it, please write down. You can have degrees from top universities in the world. Dekhiye, 2 most important websites which will help you to do nice online programs. One is Coursera. आप ये प्रोग्राम के लेक्चर के बाद आप Coursera में जाइए, open Coursera and search for programs like, for example, the fundamentals of communication, basics of psychology, basics of economics. You can start doing programs. They will teach you very nicely. And you will be taught by eminent professors in Harvard or top universities in the world. You'll be really excited when you see the professor who is going to teach you there. They're all free. All these courses are free. If you need a printed certificate by post, you need to pay your courier charges. Otherwise, everything is free. What you need is an email ID. You need an email ID. Please write down Coursera and sign up in Coursera with your email ID today and find out what course you can do. Right from your 12th standard, you can start doing courses. And if you, in a year, if you complete at least 2, by the time you complete your BA, you must have done 6-7 courses in Coursera or Udemy, which will help you in getting a nice job. So remember, you can study, you can have a certificate from Harvard, you can study, get a certificate from any of the top universities from Coursera, and which is valid, recognized everywhere. And then those who are looking for communication, those who want to work in airlines, in hotels, public relations, or those who want to go abroad, you must study a foreign language. For example, some of my students are working and living in Japan because they have learned English as a foreign language and some Japanese language. You can go travel and live in any country if you have a diploma to teach English and if you know foreign language. For example, अगर आपको Spanish आता है, you can do a 2 months, 3 months English program, and you can become an English teacher in Spain, in Japan, in China, and make good money, and you can travel around the world. So learn a foreign language. You know, it can be French or Spanish. And if you know Sanskrit, if you have done Sanskrit in school, it's easy to learn German, and you can learn Chinese, that's Mandarin, or Japanese or Korean, and so on. You may be watching many serials, Korean serials. You can study. I have a student of mine who is in South Korea. So you can learn, you have a lot of opportunities there. And then we all need inspiration. You know, inspiration is like every day we take bath, we change our clothes like that. We need inspiration every day. If you listen to a speech, you get inspiration, but it will not last long. We need inspiration every day. You can listen to speeches of great people. You can watch movies, documentaries, which are inspirational. For example, I just show you, say, a very nice movie in English, The Pursuit of Happiness. आप देखिए, बहुत inspirational है. And I suggest a book. Please write down this book. It may be in your library, or you can buy this book, The Last Lecture. The Last Lecture by Dr. Randy Pausch, P-A-U-S-C-H. Just write down The Last Lecture. You can also watch the videos of Last Lecture in YouTube. बहुत inspirational है. It's a story of a professor in America who died of cancer. And The Last Lecture. Then you can also, there are many Indian movies which are inspirational now, like the Skater Girl recent movie, or Rocket Singh, and so on. Bahut inspirational. Watch them to get continuous inspiration. We need daily inspiration, not one. And then all of you, you must take care of yourself, okay? And pursue different hobbies like singing, writing, and reading, or eat a healthy food, sleep well, meditate, exercise, and so that you're fit and you are thinking always. Okay, yeah. Now, Professor Malti Singh.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, just few minutes. I'll wind up with a small video. Is that
Okay.
fine?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Please
yeah.
continue.
Okay. Okay. This is an old video, but I like this. I like this video. See. So can you hear the voice?
No, sir. I think there is some
Sorry.
problem.
Okay, just let me check. Then the beginning. Can you?
Yes, sir.
तो मैं अगर आपसे पूछूं, where do you see yourself in 2025? And maybe you have the answer, maybe you don't. And I don't know you, but I can give you that answer. You know why? Because all I need to do is just
Okay. Okay.
Just a minute.
Okay.
with the last slide. Yeah. Okay. So I'll briefly tell you what I do. Apart from teaching, say, we have taken it as a mission to motivate students and guide them in college admissions, sometimes for employment, for studying abroad. We have been continuously doing it, and many of our students are everywhere. So those who are really interested in studying economics, I can connect you with some of our past students who are studying economics, working abroad, living abroad. I can connect with you. So this is my email ID, learneconomics@gmail.com. And our website is economicsclubmumbai.org, economicsclubmumbai.org. I'll be happy to answer and guide you in case you have any difficulties. Now, I know it's late. Can we have some questions, Maldi, madam?
Yes, sir. We have some questions from the participant side. So one participant is asking that if anybody has cleared MA in economics and has cleared NET exam also, is it compulsory to do PhD?
Yes, one has to do, but you can start working with your NET exam. You can start working, and then gradually one has to do PhD. And once you start working, you can work on your PhD. Yes.
Okay. Okay. One of our student, Miss Mithi Joshi, is asking, sir, can you please suggest some more reference books for MA entrance examinations?
Okay. Now, say MA entrance examination depends on the university. Okay. Yeah. Like, for example, Mumbai University expects you to study microeconomics and macroeconomics. Say fundamentals, very clear. There's some basic mathematics. Okay. So micro and macro and some basic mathematics for Mumbai University. But for MA economics in Gokhale Institute or IGIDR requires micro and macroeconomics. One can study from Schwam series. Schwam series spelling is SCHUAM. Schwam. Schwam series is a book used worldwide to solve problems in economics. Schwam series, SCHUAM. Schwam series available in micro, for macroeconomics, for mathematics for economics, and so on. Schwam series, you can buy in Mumbai. If you learn from Schwam series, you can solve most of the MA entrance exams of top universities. Schwam series, yeah.
Okay. So next question is, it has been asked by a participant that for preparing Indian Economic Service, can you please, sir, suggest some good books?
Okay. Now, I told you for all UPSC examinations, one has to, which level the person is? MA ho gaya ki B?
MA, yes, she has completed MA.
All right. Okay. So he has to start actually learning from the NCERT books, start from school, revise all those books, and economics, especially standard books of microeconomics and macroeconomics for understanding. Two of the books I suggested for understanding the basics, start with those books. Or we book called author is Ben Bernanke, Ben Bernanke, BRNANKE, Ben Bernanke. The very nice books to get your fundamentals strong. Then you can buy Indian economy books. There are many Indian economy books available, latest edition, and start preparing.
Okay. So next question is here, how to go for health economics after doing BA in economics?
Yeah, yes. Health economics is now in great demand because of pandemic. Because of the pandemic everywhere. Health economists work with the health sector, with the ministries, with the companies. They will have good knowledge of health practices, some knowledge of pharma industry also. Now health economics, I'm not, in India, health economics is available in Manipal University. There is MSc Health Economics in Manipal University. I'm not aware of any health economics masters in India, but there are similar masters in TISS Tata's, Tata Institute of Social Science, TISS. There are similar ones, but pure health economics in India, Manipal. And if you go to Europe, there are many, and there are nice jobs in the health sector and pharma companies and big hospitals and so on as managers.
Okay, thank you, sir. So there's a question from another participant, Monalisha Chakrabarti. She's asking that she wants to do a master's in economics from abroad. Are there any scholarships to which she can apply?
Now, because of pandemic and a downfall in the markets, scholarships will be limited for the next 2 years. But there are scholarships if you are on one academic record, topper all throughout, to get a scholarship. Topper, you have to be a topper. Then your extracurricular activities, your voluntary, if you are volunteered for something in the college outside, every vacation you should utilize for internship or volunteering. For example, you work for a voluntary organization like Join Teach India, or there are so many. Be a volunteer, top in academic, your marks should be, you should be the best in your college, and plus internship and extracurricular activities, all this required. There are scholarships from India, and universities also provide scholarships for economics. In India, there are many. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you. I think there are no more questions, and already most of the question has been answered during the session itself through your presentation, sir. So, sir, it was an excellent presentation. Now we'll move to the formal vote of thanks. Now I'll invite my colleague, Ms. Pareen Sheikh, to propose formal vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, all. Okay, so when we talk about BA Economics, is a very vast course that provides extensive knowledge about the practical and technical concept that runs the world. The course detail, which has been given by our esteemed guest, Dr. Shashi Panikar sir, is tremendously informative. A very detailed information about students, how students can pursue career in different sectors like teaching, banking, government services. They can also have services or jobs in financial sector also after doing BA and MA also in economics. And also, sir also has given and guidance to the students for different entrance exam, how they can prepare for it. Each and every and detailed book details you have given, sir, for the students, how they can prepare for different courses, as well as you have provided guidance to the students how they can use internet and social media to get a very good job. So students, everything discussed in the webinar, if it sparks your mind, you should definitely think of going for this route. And here we have moved towards our last session for today's webinar, that is vote of thanks. It feels immense pleasure to take this opportunity to propose a vote of thanks to our esteemed guest, Dr. Shashi Panikar sir, who is a mentor and educator, President of the Economic Club, Mumbai. We thank you, sir, for giving your precious time for today's webinar. Today's webinar was very informative and provide great insights for practicability of career prospects in BA Economics. I hope our participants understand how wide a scope BA in Economics has. Here, I also want to thank our college, our trustees, our management of SPRG Kanyashala Trust for giving us permission to arrange today's valuable webinar. I would like to thank our dynamic principal, Dr. Asha Manan ma'am, for such great support throughout this webinar. And also, I want to thank our Vice Principal, Dr. Madhuri Vaidya ma'am, for always supporting us in conducting various activities. Last but not the least, Miss Hashmat ma'am, without you, today's webinar was unable to complete smoothly, ma'am. Thank you very much for your great technical support. Thank you, our HOD, Ms. Malti ma'am, and Asmita for having such a good and great teamwork. My deep sense of appreciation and thanks to all participants who choose to be with us live and attended the webinar with great enthusiasm and made it great success. Lastly, I here want to announce that the link of the feedback will be shared with all of you very soon. So please fill up the feedback form, the webinar for today's webinar, so that you can get the participation certificate also. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone.